Hello and welcome to day 20 of Vlogmas. Another day in the books, another video down. Just a few more days. We got a little bit more of our stuff taken care of today with some shopping done. It is pure craziness out there. People that are even showing up for work don't even want to do their jobs properly, but that's a complete another rant we're not going to get into. But today what I do want to get into is traveling and what is in store here in the future. Now, I do not get into politics very often on this channel. I try to keep it completely free of that. However, there is an issue that I believe needs to be brought to light some more than it already has been by some people in the RVing community, because it will affect RVers. That is the new Safety Act that is taking effect in the state of Illinois beginning on January 1st, 2023. Now, the alarm was sounded about this by several different channels and brands earlier in the year because of what it was going to do with keeping people on the street and not being able to lock criminals up. Now, there was an outcry about this and some things did change. They did strengthen this a little bit and restrict some of the offenses of things that are going to get back out. But this new amendment was just recently signed into law with the amendments by Governor Pritzker in Illinois. So this will take effect on January 1st. Except today, arguments were heard by, I believe it was 19 of the attorneys or state's attorneys in Illinois in court in Kankakee, Illinois. They were arguing that this bill is unconstitutional based on the Illinois State Constitution. The judge didn't give any idea or any indication of which way he was going to rule on this, but said that it was going to be a monumental undertaking or a monumental task to have a ruling out on this by December 28th. Basically what this bill is it is going to make it where the majority of us, like us, me with children, are not going to feel safe inside the state of Illinois. We kind of knew that this was coming, so that's why we packed in some Illinois locations over this last year to get them out of the way. That way in the future, we have no intention of going into the state of Illinois on any of our travels from this point forward if this takes effect as they're saying. Now, why should this matter? Well, as RVers, we know that our RVs are our home or our second home or home away from home. We've got lots of stuff in our RVs. Our pets are in there. Our families are in there. We've got lots of our belongings in there. And we want to feel that we're regionally protected with these things and that they're safe. Unfortunately, Illinois is not allowing that to happen. So beginning January 1st, several offenses in the state of Illinois are what they call non-detainable offenses, meaning it's not that people get arrested and go to jail and have to post bail, or they get arrested and go to jail and they do some paperwork and they get out. They are cited and released by the police on the street and they're right back out. Under this new bill, the non-detainable offenses, and these are things that people are not going to be detained for whatsoever. They'll be cited and given a citation to appear before a judge within 21 days. Those are battery, retail theft, any traffic offense, that one I can get, any misdemeanor, class A, B, or C misdemeanors, petty offenses, and business offenses. Those are all non-detainable under any circumstances based on this new law. The next list are offenses that are only detainable if there's a high likelihood of flight. And to make these detainable, the state's attorney or the prosecutor has to present clear and present evidence that the person is a flight risk. Folks, if you think some of these state's attorneys or DAs like in Chicago and Cook County are going to argue that for anything, you need to have a reality check, because they're not going to do it. So these things that there is a extremely high likelihood that these people are going to be right back on the street with a citation to appear in court are second-degree murder, arson, driving on a suspended or revoked license, violations of the Methamphetamine Control Act. So the meth heads, we all know that they're kind of violent. Any other probationable, forcible felonies, meaning anything that a person could get probation for, they can be released on citation and not detained in jail. These are things like kidnapping, aggravated DUI, robbery, non-domestic aggravated battery. Various drug offenses such as delivery to a person under 18. Class 3 felonies for violation of possession of a firearm without the registration. Gun running, unlawful purchase of a firearm, and aggravated assault. We could be out in our RVs or out, sightseeing, doing whatever. Somebody could break in and steal everything that we have. Or they could attack us on the street. As long as they're not using a firearm or they're not armed with something, a knife, firearm, something of that nature, they could come and hit you over the head, take everything that you have, and they're going to be right back on the street to come back after you again in a matter of minutes, if not hours. The only detainable offenses right now are first-degree murder, criminal sexual assault, armed robbery, residential burglary. And Illinois does not consider our RVs as residences. They are considered as vehicles. Forcible felonies related to organized gang activities, vehicular hijacking, stalking, domestic abuse or domestic battery, and any other sex offenses. Now, with this amendment and this bill that came through, they tied in some firearms related things. So not only are they leaving these people on the street, but they further restricted the ability of people to defend themselves. What they have done with this is they have banned the sale and possession of semi-automatic centerfire magazine-fed rifles, meaning ARs and AK-47 or AK-style rifles will be banned in the state of Illinois. People that own them will have 300 days to register them and pay a fee in order to have them tracked by the government. They also ban any magazine holding more than 10 rounds. They ban 18 to 20-year-olds from obtaining a firearms owner's identification card, meaning 18 to 20-year-olds, unless they're in the military, cannot even possess a long rifle to go hunting. They ban all 50 caliber rifles and ammunition in the state, and it severely restricts hunting for anyone under the age of 21. So they're going after your gun rights, and they're making it where you cannot protect yourself while they're leaving the criminals on the street. So I know where I stand on this, and I know where several of the other YouTubers, bloggers, and vloggers stand on this matter. And a lot of them, I would say the vast majority, are on the same page that I am with this. Illinois, unfortunately, is now going to be completely off the list for any RV travel in the future. Hopefully, the courts in Kankakee will come back and strike this down as unconstitutional, and they'll have to go back to the drawing board with this. I don't care if you're right, left, center, or where you stand on any of this. This is about safety, and it's about personal safety as we travel. So folks, you need to keep some things like this in mind. Leave us a comment down below if you've had any issues with anything like this, or if anything like this has affected you. Do you plan on still traveling to Illinois, or did you even know that this was going into effect? We'd love to know. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned tomorrow for another vlog on day 21. Good night.